Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there. It's Friday on Run It Back. We are Lou, Chandler, DeMarcus, Michelle. Is this your last day with us in studio?
It is, sadly.
Well, how does that make you feel?
Hey, goodbyes.
Yeah, it's not really a goodbye. It's to see you later.
Okay, that was well handled. I think where our chairs are all sinking. This is kind of funny right now. Guys, we have a lot of basketball to talk. It's also Friday, so it's a fun day, but we're going to talk a little T-Wolves Lakers first. There we'll go with that. 111-104 win for Los Angeles. You don't have Randall, you don't have Gobert. Anthony Edwards was ejected in this one in the third. We'll get to that. LeBron finishes with 33, 17, 6 assists. And yes, he led the team in all three of those categories. He's averaging, by the way, 25, 8, and 9 per game. And whatever's happening now that LUKA's there is even better than what was already happening for LeBron in his year 22. Boogie, we'd like to do lists and top this, top that. Right now in the league, would you have him in top 10?
Absolutely. I mean, I think everybody would agree as well. He's playing elite level basketball. Doesn't look like he's really missed a step. I mean, and if he's now allowed to be in this role of playing, you know, just that energy role that we saw during the Summer Olympics, I mean, this could add 4 to 5 more years.
What?
In my opinion, at the pace he's going at right now, the way he takes, I mean, it's well noted, the way he takes care of his body, the amount of work that goes into it, $1 million plus, just in the maintenance of his body, absolutely he could play 4 to 5 years.
4 to 5.
Yeah, I agree, and I think top 10. I think that's not enough. I think if the season ended right now, I think he's first team All NBA. I think he's been that good. He's put an emphasis on defense and energy. And the dude, again, we talk about his age all the time. It's crazy what he's doing if he was 27 years old. Right. He's 40 years old, playing at an all defense level. JJ Redick was praising him last night or 2 nights ago, saying that just he's cutting it up. Last night he had an ISO play against Rob Dillingham, I think a 19-year-old rookie, where he literally clamped him for like 7 straight seconds and forced a shot clock violation by himself as a 40-year-old man. So like, I'd put him top 5 right now. It's unbelievable. I think the NBA MVP ladder has him, I think, at 5th right now, like the best odds to win MVP. So it truly is remarkable what he's doing. And to me, it's the defensive end that's been the most impressive, the energy, the effort. Usually you get that from like an 8th, 9th, 7th man, a spark plug. It's LeBron James. He's the energy guy on this team, which is crazy to think.
40's the new 20, right, Lou?
That's a fact.
But top 5, I mean, I know we can sit here and name them. Top 5 is a pretty legit place to be at 40.
At 25, it's great. But at any age, it's
crazy
great.
to say out loud, but I don't even really want to even argue it at this point. He's never averaged less than 20 a game in a season. So my question, Lou, is, do you think he waits till that number drops and then retires, or do you think he gets out before that number drops?
You know what? It'll be interesting to see, right? Because for me, at 40 years old, the level that he's playing, like, why leave anything in the tank, right?
Right.
Like, I would love to ride this thing until the wheels fall off, until I start to decline it. And I know. At what age is that, though? Like, if you're still averaging 20 points, there's still time for you to average 18 and then 14. And slowly, we're looking at a 45-year-old man. And also, this is one thing we also got to talk about. We made a big deal about Bronny. We got Bryce coming. And so now what you playing now what you playing at this level, this may buy you 3-4 years to possibly play with not only one of your sons, but the both of them. That'll be an interesting thing to see how this plays out. But LeBron James, who knows? Who knows how this can go? He can ride off into the sunset as a guy who's never averaged under 20 points, or he can ride it till the wheels fall off until he starts to see a decline. But it's amazing what he's doing at this age and at the level that he's doing. It's not like he's just playing good enough or he's getting a participation award. I've said this, he's been the best player on the Lakers this year, even with LUKA being in that lineup. It's incredible.
Yeah, and a lot can obviously happen, right, from now to then, but there's no signs of slowing down. Like, you see certain guys that are much younger than him slowing down, right? Whether they're healthy or not healthy, their production is falling off. Just their overall just energy, the way that they bring it every single night's falling off. We haven't seen that from him. He's had no hiccups. He's had no father time. He's had no, there's a rookie wall. There's no 40-year-old wall, apparently, because this dude keeps getting better. He keeps getting better and better. And if there's not a drop-off, I can't see him stop playing anytime soon. I feel like he'd be selling himself short. He'd be selling his fans short, the Lakers short. Like, there's no reason for him to even consider right now how good he's playing.
Got to empty the clip.
I mean, I feel like it's a
keep
personality
going.
question, though, right? Like, what do you think he's
Yeah, like, I don't. Does he want to do the Dirk? Does he want to do the
Dirk?
Dirk and barely play and average
Just
5
fade?
points his
I don't
last game? I can't see it.
I think he goes out on his own terms. I think he goes out trying to do something that we've never seen before. In your final season playing, you have the opportunity to average 25, 24. Something, you know, most guys in their prime are averaging. I think he goes out on his own terms. I don't think he goes the Dirk route to the point where he's averaging, you know, 8 to 12 or 14. Nothing below 20.
He'll be 48 by the time he averages 5
But
points.
you know how hard that would be for
He
him,
might
though?
average 18 then.
What's happening?
You know how hard that would be, though, if he did retire and then kind of sit back and watch and be like, damn, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. Like, it's going to be hard for him to not
I
have
don't
that.
think so. It's nothing else for him to prove. Like,
No, I don't think it's to prove. I think it's just to show that he can. Like, you know, I mean, I think he's going to obviously stay busy. He's probably going to own an NBA
I think
team.
he's doing that right now.
Yeah, he's
he's doing that right now.
I mean, Tom Brady kind of did, then was like, I still can do this, and does it, and then that was it.
He could retire, miss the first 3 months, and then come back.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. What if he could buy the team?
I just don't want
and
to see him.
play
I
for
think
the
he's
team?
so elite. Look, we're talking about him being first-team All-NBA right now at 40. You can't retire.
No, I don't think it's. And look, I'm not saying it's like next year. I mean, Boogie said 4 or 5 more years, which again
I
is
believe
crazy to say out loud, but also not at the same time. My question about the retirement tour: Kobe had a big one, gifts everywhere. Do we think LeBron's will look like that? Will it be bigger? What are we thinking, Lou?
I experienced Kobe's farewell tour, and it was surreal to travel with him in and out of cities, different fan bases, and to be celebrated the way that he was. I don't think LeBron's is going to be anything short of that. I think at minimum it's gonna reach that level, if not eclipse it or be greater than that. Like, you're talking about, again, somebody who's had a 21-year career, competed at a high level, still competing at a high level. Like, even Kobe kind of limped out of the game, you know, and that last season turned into a farewell season. Like, he started that year ready to go, motivated, and then his body started breaking down, and then it turned into a farewell season. Like, if LeBron makes a proper announcement that I'm stepping away from the game, and this gives everybody an opportunity to kind of prepare for him coming into to their cities, this is going to be one of the biggest celebrations of a career that we've ever seen.
And what's sad is we are close to the end, right? We don't know how many years, we don't know how much long he has, but if you're going to see a Lakers game and you're going to see LeBron James play, you have to assume it's the last time you're going to play him, right? Because you don't know when it's going to stop. You don't know what he's thinking. You don't know how his body's going to continue to stay healthy or not. So I would look at it like we're in, obviously, this retirement phase of him. Who knows? Hopefully it's just yeah, like this could be it. And this is something special that you may never see again before. But I mean, we're close. But with his production level now, I hope we're not that close.
I can't imagine. The gifts, I was obsessed with what they would get Kobe. Like, was it a surfboard, the one giant? Like, there was some really...
He was getting a lot of stuff.
Interesting
A lot of
stuff.
rocking chairs.
That's just rude, but yeah.
He was getting a lot of rocking chairs out on the road, but it'll be interesting to see.
And if the Lakers are good, they're still going to do it regardless of the team's success.
Absolutely.
LeBron James.
Because we weren't good.
That's what I mean. So they're going to have LUKA probably, right? So they're going to be good. So like, is that going to be a distraction or not? You have to. You know
do it. By the way, good Segui, Chandler, because we're going to talk LUKA now, and you're going to be up first on this one because a little rusty still. And my question really is, how long does it take? He went 6 of 20 and he was 1 of 9 from 3. And yeah, look, he's out there. Maybe it takes a bit to sort of reacclimate. He also hadn't played in quite some time. New team. How long do you realistically give a guy to come back?
I don't think there's a deadline, but you hit it. I mean, the guy missed a lot of time before this trade even happened. Even if he was still playing for the Mavs right now and you miss a month and a half, you need some time to shake the cobwebs off, to get the rust off, to emulate that game speed and situation. Now, I think his first couple of games with the Lakers, he's done a great job getting everybody involved. He's still playing at his own pace. He's just not making shots. He's still getting to the basket. He's still getting to the free throw line. He's still getting, like, if I'm stoked because, first of all, we're winning games.
Yep.
I'm fitting in. Everyone seems to be happy. I thought maybe there'd be like coming a collapse of, Austin Reeves' confidence. His numbers are up with LUKA. LeBron James not having the ball. He's playing. So everyone, Rui's still getting his touches. Jackson Hayes is eating more than he ever has, just at lob threats and at the rim. So everyone seems to be embracing him, and I think shots are eventually going to fall, but the dude missed a month and a half. Like, that's natural to not have your legs, and when he does start making shots, like, watch out.
I can't agree with you more. The one thing that you can fix is making and missing shots. So if that's the most that you have to worry about, they got a bright future ahead, and LUKA is going to lead this team to a lot of wins. But, you know, like Chandler just mentioned, man, he's playing at a high level. Like, he's assisting on a lot of plays. He's getting other guys involved. He's been a team player. Rebounds and assists are up. Only thing down is his field goal percentages. Everybody goes through it in a long season where you just can't find a groove. You're going to be inconsistent with your jump shot. And he took some time off. So with both of those things, if the most that you have to worry about is him making shots, that'll be something that he'll correct soon.
And I don't think we should ignore the fact that, you know, this guy is traded mid-season. This was a huge move for not only himself, but the entire NBA. So with all that being said, that's a huge emotional, you know, weight on his shoulders. So he's dealing with injury. He was traded mid-season. He's now relocating cities. Yeah. That affects his family. That affects the loved ones around him. That affects his friends. He's also looking for new homes in LA. And yeah, it seems minor to, you know, the public, because it's like, oh, well, these guys got millions.
You've never been through it.
They can have somebody do it for them. Yeah, that may be the case, but it's still some sort of emotional strain.
100%.
Also, being home, part of being home when you travel as much as a professional athlete does is the home part's the routine part. And you don't have that now.
Yeah, home is Dallas still.
Yeah, you're like, that's kind of gone. And anybody, I don't care what you do for a living, a routine is a very comforting thing to have, and he doesn't have that yet. Boogie, I love that you're first on this next one, because we got to talk about Anthony Edwards.
Let's talk technicals.
15th and 16th technicals last night, so ejected in the third. That means now he is suspended for his next game because he hit the limit, which is tonight against the Jazz, and for every two after this, that doubles up. So maybe some words of wisdom for the young man here.
It's time to sit back, young fella. Time to fall back a little bit.
Also, it's an offensive foul. It's not even a good argument. It's just, sorry, keep going.
Go. Sorry.
But yeah, it's time to sit back. It's time to sit back, fall back a little bit, you know. Put a filter on it. You don't want this to become, you know, a long-term issue. The refs are sensitive. I can go out on the limb and say that. They're sensitive. They hold grudges. And you just don't want to become a victim, you know, of that. So, you know, it's time to take it back a little bit. Let's lock in more on, you know, the actual game, and let's talk. We all love you for your charisma, your character, everything you bring to the game. We love you for it, but you don't want this to become a distraction and also have an asterisk next to your name, because they will use it against you.
Yeah, and think about this. The season, he's got to control his emotions, because the most important thing is to him to be on the floor. And if you look at the standings right now, they're half game out of the 6th seed, which they could avoid the play-in. So as awful as this season's gone for them, it hasn't gone their way. It's a much bigger issue if Anthony Edwards isn't on the floor for this team than the standing this season. They need him. They have zero shot without him.
You have no Randall and Gobert. Like
you already are banged up with Randall. You just got Dante back last night. So this team's already going through a bunch of, you know, change and switches and injuries. You have to show that growth, show that maturity and leadership where you can control your emotions and you can be on the floor when you're 40. Because this is make or break right now. They could either get in the play-in and they could lose to the Warriors and the Mavs and be out and not even make the playoffs, or they could jump up to possibly the 4 or 5 seed. This is a critical part of the season for them, and they obviously need Anthony Edwards for that.
I know there are levels to things. There is a moment where a ball goes flying, and let's look at this, because I'm wondering what do you think that was a perfect throw to nowhere. I kind of love that.
Was that Mav Carter, too, right there?
What kind of fine are we thinking here, Lou? Let's guess.
That's probably 100-piece chicken nugget right there.
Look, that's Mav. Yeah, that's Mav with the hat on right there.
You know, because once that's considered involving a fan. That's
but he threw it at an empty seat.
The NBA doesn't see it like that, and
they see what if it hit someone and broke their nose.
Absolutely. Yeah, the NBA doesn't see it, so that's at least 100-piece. But to piggyback off of what Boogie said.
Wait, does everyone think 100?
Absolutely.
I think
I threw a towel into the stands.
And that was 100?
Pat Beverly's getting sued still for throwing something into the stands like 2 years ago.
Fair enough. Damn, I sound correct. What were you going to say, Charles?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what Boogie said, man, like, we got to reel it in a little bit. You know, you're young, you're still establishing yourself, and Boogie can attest to this, man. Like, you can get typecast in this league. It's a very short window where people start to consider you a bad boy or a rebel or or any of these things. That's going to be a completely different conversation than being the face of the league when you start adding these things up, you know, like a Rasheed Wallace. As talented as Rasheed Wallace is, every time somebody wants to mention Rasheed Wallace, you want to talk about the antics. Like, he's one of the best players ever. Boogie Cousins, they always mention these things. Draymond Green, they always mention these things no matter what level of greatness that you have, right? And so you being so young, 22 years old, man, don't get into a situation where we're having a conversation one day about you being the face of the league, and then the next day it's a completely different conversation on the other end of the spectrum when you have the opportunity to have the whole league in the palm of your hands, man. Just be careful with these type of things.
And it's all self-inflicted. It's all things that he can control. Obviously, we're all competitive. We're all natural athletes. We want to win. We want to compete at the highest level. But at a certain point, you have to reel it in, because now if you're putting your team's success in jeopardy and your career and your reputation, that's when it starts getting dicey. It's like we always talk about, who's the next face that he doesn't want it. He is. Like, he's one of so, like, things like this don't give anyone any reason to take that away from you, because that is a huge honor to have.
I'm glad you said that, too, because we did talk about the fact that Ant's on the record now, like, I don't want to be the face of the league. Well, LeBron talked a little bit about that statement after the game.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but, like, I don't know, why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that, you know, that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? I mean, that responsibility, it's just weird. It's weird energy.
Draymond.
What I do like about 40-year-old LeBron is he's starting to be more honest when the camera's in front of him. You know, he doesn't have to be as PC as before, but I agree with him. Like, you're running from something because you're seeing how it's covered. Like, even if you're the face of the NBA, it's not like you would be celebrated. Everything that you're going through, everything that you're experiencing is going to be criticized and under a microscope, and that's times 100 now. You know, whether it's social media, you shut your phone off, you turn on ESPN, it's going to be another thing. You turn that off, you can go to regular whatever, and wherever they're covering basketball is going to have a negative connotation on it, and you probably don't want to wear that hat. So, you know, I'm agreeing with LeBron. I'm disagreeing with Ant Edwards not wanting to be it, because there comes a certain responsibility when you wear that hat, but also you have an opportunity to wear that hat. Do it proud.
Yeah, as negative as it can be, you do obviously have to have thick skin. It comes with a lot of stuff, and as great as it feels to put people on and put people on that pedestal, people love to tear you down, and people love to find any single. Look what we do with Jason Tatum. He's boring. By the way. Come on, like, give me. So, like, it's you almost have to take it as a compliment, take it as flatter, where you're so great at certain things that they're just trying to nitpick. And then again, so I'm with Lou. Like, Anthony, I wish he would embrace that. Like, you know what? I'm ready for that. I have the personality to sustain that. I don't care what people think, because I know who I am. My team knows who I am. My family. People that matter know. So all the outside noise, it's all just BS, really. So, like, at the end of the day, his talent, his personality, it's already going to just put him in the conversation of the next face of the league when the other guys end up retiring.
It makes sense to me, though. I mean, why are we not looking at this as, you know, a guy that knows himself, that, you know, he knows what he's comfortable with. He's self-aware of, you know, what I can handle and what I can't. Everybody's not built for that limelight. Everybody doesn't want to be built for it. It's a real mental strain, and I don't think it's something that should be, you know, looked at as just an easy responsibility, because it's far from it. And you can lose yourself in trying to, you know, be in that responsibility, hold that role. So, you know, maybe it comes to a point where, you know, throughout Ant Edwards' career, he gets to the point where, you know what, maybe I am ready for it now. Yeah. Maybe I can hold that torch, but. You know, him being as young as he is, he's probably looking at it like, I'm not
gonna make some mistakes.
I'm making mistakes right now, and I'm getting a lot of scrutiny for it. So let me allow myself to continue to grow, continue to mature in this business, be the ultimate professional, and maybe, you know, in the next 2 to 3 years, I'll be ready to hold that torch.
But you know, the yin to yang to that is, nowhere in our profession as competitive people do we pass the baton on to somebody else that's a peer of ours. Okay. Usually you pass it back to a younger guy. He said, yeah, that's what y'all got Wemby for. No, we're going head to head with Wemby right now. We don't pass the baton to a peer. You know, so that's my fight. He may not be built for it, may not even want that. That may not be a goal of his. He might want to go out, hoop, do his thing, go home, and everybody leave me alone.
Absolutely.
But we are in a competitive sport. And Boogie, as you know, Chandler, as you know, Beadle, as you know, when you are competing and when you are doing something, you always have a flashback. And like, damn, I should have did this. I could have did that. Yeah. I would have did that. Don't leave anything on the table. While you have that opportunity now to build legacy, build as much as you can.
And I also don't think you get to, you either are or you aren't, right? Like, I don't think there's going to be like, do you want to be the face? Yes. Okay. You just
But
are.
he is, too. That's why I'm confused.
Because I see guys chomping at the bit to even be in this conversation.
He is confident.
But what's wrong with finding greatness in the shadows? There's been plenty of players that have done that.
But because he's never going to be in the shadows. He just won't.
But he can still find greatness in his own way. We got Tim Duncans. We got Dirk Nowitzki's.
Right.
It's okay. We got Scottie Pippins. There's guys that have been great in the shadows.
None of them aren't on every single commercial when we watch these games.
He's a face.
But his talent is going to continue to allow that. But he still doesn't have to hold that responsibility.
He's showing up on set for every commercial that he's doing. He's showing up for all the movies. He's showing up for all the things that comes with it. So we're saying if you're going to be in the shadows, be in the shadows. You can't have one without the other. Like if you're going to show up and be the face of Sprite, be in the movies, doing all of these things, like there comes a responsibility. You want the perks and not the responsibility. You can't have one.
Yeah, and
without
as much
the
as I understand it too, it just shocks me. Like
that's all.
Like it just shocks me that his type of personality, like he's an arrogant kind of like swaggy dude. Like I would think he'd want that. Don't give it to Wimby. Don't give it to SGA. That's like I would think he'd want to be that. And
I say it again. We from Atlanta. We like to pride ourselves in being the best at whatever we do, whether it's going to be music, basketball, whatever. So as a friend, as a brother, we need that crown, bro. We need that crown. Yeah, collectively we need that crown. Individually, he's a grown man. He's allowed to feel how he feels, carry himself how he wants to carry himself. I'm just speaking as a fan.
I like the honesty, too. I'm never going to knock honesty in whatever form that comes in. We're going to take a quick break because a guy had a night last night. You may have heard of him, Steph Curry. We will discuss his evening next.
Run it up, run it back.
Warriors in Orlando. Steph Curry had 56, a win for Golden State. 12 three-pointers were made. He was 12 of 12 from the free throw line. That's all very good. PAOLO did have 41, though, but doesn't matter. We're talking Steph Curry. 34 minutes is what it took for him to get 56 points, by the way. We have discussed the Warriors this week about don't look now, but they are coming. So then you watch this game, Lou, and you're already thinking the Warriors have awakened something. What do you think after this performance?
Watch out. Watch out. Listen, the stove is on. The chef is cooking. Chef is cooking. Listen, but this is a movie we've seen before, right? We've seen this time and time again. You already know the ending, but you still love watching the movie, right? And you feel like you already know the outcome of this. The only difference is in watching this movie this time is it has a different supporting cast. So I'm curious to see how this pans out in a postseason when you got a Jimmy Butler by your side and with this new look Warriors. But if Steph Curry is going to continue to give you 50s, even on a bad night, those are going to turn into late 35s and 40s. It's going to put the league on notice. It's going to be a long post-All-Star break for anybody in their way.
Yeah, this is just a vintage Steph, right? And this is just the second half was a video game. It was insane. This is the type of halves that have kids wanting to be like Steph Curry.
Like
the dude was 12 of 19 from the three-point line, and so this shot was huge, obviously, to kind of seal the game here. It's crazy. I just grateful watching him play. It's like kind of like the LeBron thing. I don't want him to retire. I want to see more of this. These are the games that are so much fun. Like that crowd in Orlando, they were cheering more for him making shots than their own team. Like it is must watch, must see. We might not ever see another Steph Curry again. And what he did in that second half last night was magical.
Are you aware when you're having 50-point nights? I'm talking to Lou and Boogie. Are you guys aware of that?
That was.
I've only had one, so.
It doesn't matter.
That was more of a burn at me.
No, I actually genuinely have the question.
Yeah, I was aware. I had 47, and I shot the last one from about half court. I wanted my 50. So I was very much aware.
I feel like everyone else kind of knows too. Like when there's a triple-double, and you know.
Do you know more than your teammates know?
Your teammates make sure you know.
Okay, so they're kind of aware. What about you? Like, did you know what was happening?
Not really. I mean, you kind of be in a zone. Like, when you locked in, you locked in. And, I mean, for me, if I was scoring 50, for the most part, we were either in a really close game or I was trying to, fight to give us life. So in either situation, I'm locked in until I know what the results are at the end. So
You don't know the exact number, but you know you in the. You know you
once
in
the game slows, maybe at the free throw line, you know, you get fouled or something like that. Maybe, you know, at that moment, you're able, all right, what's going on?
Yeah,
but
glance up at the score.
Yeah, also, who are we kidding? There's scoreboard. You know exactly how many points you have during the whole game.
I might be a little different from you guys. I don't know.
You don't see the big-ass scoreboards?
I said no already.
Cappuccino.
I already said no.
Cappuccino.
We in 3 different scenarios. I'm coming off the bench. My numbers dependent on this. This is my job is to put numbers on the board. So I got to make sure I'm on pace to do what I'm supposed to
So
do.
let me ask you one more time. You don't look at the big scoreboard. Do you see the scoreboard? You don't see that and
once
say,
the
I
game
got 48.
Yes, once the game slows down, absolutely, I may have to.
Thank you.
I may have to.
But he's in the zone, Chandler.
But I'm absolutely in the zone.
I'm in the zone
I'm
right now. I can glance over there and see I have 47.
You're never focused. Let's just put that
My
out.
head's always on a swivel.
Be real.
You're never focused.
By the way, because just thinking, I'm getting way ahead of myself, farewell tours and stuff, but going off of the crowd reactions to Steph last night, is there anybody more just loved than he? Because that, you said it, on the road sounded like they were at home.
I think Steph Curry might be the only guy to ever go through this league that never received hate.
Yeah, like there's all like.
No hate.
He's the golden child. Like,
None.
Yeah.
He get love in the hood, corporate America, the playground,
people love
churches.
People love
golf courses.
people love Dirk. Like there's not like a Dirk
I don't
hater.
think
Not like
this.
Not like this.
Not
Not
at
like
Steph
this.
level.
Yeah, not
Like Tim Duncan. People hate Tim Duncan.
I've
They
never
don't
heard.
hate him, but they don't.
But it's still not
love
the
him
same
like
amount.
that.
It's
No,
not the
he's
same
next.
amount
He's
of love.
number one. But I'm
Yeah,
just
the
saying.
only negative thing I've ever heard about Steph Curry, they say that he ruined youth sports because all the kids want to be like him,
mean-
and they shoot the ball from half court. That's the
Technically he did,
That's
but
the
you
only
can't be mad at him for that.
I've ever heard about Steph Curry is he's ruined youth sports because kids want to be like him, and even that is the biggest compliment you could ever
Exactly. Yeah.
Even across other sports, I think he's the number
I'm
one. Like
saying.
think about like Mahomes. Like people.
No, you can hate Mahomes a lot.
sure.
It's a lot of hate from Mahomes.
A lot of
as well.
hate.
Like the Jeters of the world. Like
There's hate.
A lot of hate. I don't think there's. How could you hate this
Keep
guy?
trying, find you a guy.
Picture
There has
perfect.
to be
No, I'm
someone.
agreeing. Picture
You know what?
perfect.
Can't find a guy.
Boban. Boban can go in any arena and be loved.
Boban is very much loved.
Tom Brady
He
hated.
ain't no,
Hated.
He ain't no damn Steph Curry.
No,
he's not
nobody.
Steph.
I was saying, I don't even think there's a close second right now.
Otani, you can't hate him, but
can
he's like
agree with
But do
newish.
you love him either?
No.
No, I don't think you love him. You just like, wow, he's cool. We can do an hour of this. Just great television. This is
I think
great.
Chandler
I know. I'm like thinking like
7
Connor
guys.
McDavid. I'm like, no, he doesn't work.
And maybe is there a hockey equivalent? I don't think so.
Chandler, you're a pretty love guy, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's a lot. I mean,
That's
even
for
today,
sure.
I don't hear enough positive.
I'm probably up there, top 5.
Yeah, for sure. Warriors are
Especially in the
7-1.
Memphis area.
Oh yeah, it's like Bin Laden in Memphis.
Chandler, where do you think you're most loved?
Like in my house.
Are you sure?
The crib?
Yeah, my wife Haley, I love you. You're my daughter, my son, they love me. My parents are probably watching if they could
Give him
figure
a shout out. You know the family's
Gary and
watching.
Terry, what's up? Mom's birthday's coming up.
know
Actually, you
they're
know what? I
watching.
think they hate me.
I think they might. The trade happened and they're 7-1. What else can you say at this point? We just had an entire segment about the Lakers, and now we're talking about the Warriors. I don't even know what year it is anymore, Boogie, because that's what we're talking about. They're still the most scary in the Western Conference as far as people don't see them coming? Or should they now?
Man, you better put your
see-
glasses
you
on.
you see him
If
coming.
you don't see it, man, eat your carrots, get a prescription, something. This is a scary team. And like I've said before, I mean, when the Warriors are a good defensive team, they are a scary team and they're a hard team to beat. This is a very good defensive team. They have a small ball lineup that is very effective right now. Obviously, we know that's something that they created and flourished with throughout their dynasty. All I know is the guys that have worked hard all season to get that 1, 2, 3 spot.
Yeah, like if it starts today,
It's a liquid
if it
running
starts
down
today,
their
leg right
they're
now.
looking down the barrel at Memphis.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm taking Golden State in that series.
I am too, and that's weird.
What's crazy is I think that, listen, the Thunder are very good. The Nuggets are good. The Lakers are very good. The Warriors are scary. I think that's the best way.
Because they know what they're doing. They've been there.
They're
They've
deep.
been there.
They're
Yeah.
deep. They have experience. They defend.
think it's terrifying.
Now it's harder to guard Steph Curry when you have Jimmy Butler, who can just punish more guys on switches and the post. Like they don't even have, by the way, Kuminga, who's going to come back and give them those minutes off the bench probably. It's a great move. I didn't think it would be this good so fast. What are they, 7-1? Like with him?
Since Jimmy.
And they locked him up for another 2 years after. Like it's a great deal. And like, I'm more scared of them than Minnesota. I'm more scared of them than the Clippers. Like they're the team, the dark horse team in the West for sure.
Absolutely.
That is insane to say out loud. By the way, it's very seamless too. We talked LUKA and LeBron, Jimmy and Steph. Jimmy only had 5 points last night. There's something going on where he's unlocked.
It doesn't matter.
By the way, saying anybody's unlocked.
He's a winner, man. He's a winner. I mean, we've all heard the notorious story of the practice scrimmage. He didn't score a basket, but he won every game. Like, that just shows the winning attitude, the winning nature, the winning mentality. It shows the impact that he brings the team. And it also shows that Miami definitely made a mistake. And we can see with the results of how they're playing now as well.
Oof, I know.
And again, man, he's impacting winning, and he doesn't have to score the basketball. And out of all the all-star guys that are in this caliber, in this league, 5, 7, and whatever would be considered a bad night. For Jimmy, I'm just going to do the dirty work. My man got it going. He's flowing right now. Matter of fact, I turn into the point guard. Let me facilitate the offense. Y'all need some fouls. Y'all need rebounds. I'm going to do all the dirty work. And whenever you need me to score the basketball, I will. Tonight's not my night. That's what makes Jimmy Butler so special, especially with this particular group. When you got somebody that can go out and give you 56 on a night, and you can just do the dirty work.
Yeah, he's a classic box scorer, doesn't show his value. He'll keep a possession alive. He takes charges. He deflects balls. He absolutely can guard 1 through 5. He does all the things that historically Steph Curry and the Warriors haven't been great at, and he can do everything. He's versatile. He's a dog. He's toughness. He also just gives that locker room hope that we added somebody that can put us over the edge. And now they're 7-1 with him, so they're not wrong.
It's almost been too easy, honestly. PAOLO BANCHERO did have 41 points last night. He's averaging 23, 7, and 5. Can he be the guy on a contending team?
Absolutely.
He's a stud.
He's still a baby. He's still growing. He's still, figuring out his game. He's not even close to his prime yet. He can absolutely be a #1 option. This kid is full of potential. He's displaying that potential right now at this young age, and he's only getting better. So I think he has a really bright future. I think we'll be hearing his name a lot in the next 5 to 10 years. He's a star in the making, absolutely.
100%, and he's got that just the right size where he could be a small ball 5. He can play 3. He's got a great, other wing with him with Wagner where they're going to continue to grow together. He's got a great coach in Jamal Mosley that's going to have him play on both sides of the ball and put him in spots to be one of the more versatile players in the NBA. So he's an absolute stud. This team is on the right path. They're kind of like a Rockets where they have these they have the great core. They're doing the right things. They have a great coach. Are they a contender? No, but they're a couple good pieces away from really being in the hunt.
It became official yesterday out of San Antonio. Pop did visit the team first time since November, by the way, when he had the stroke, and he's been out indefinitely. Is now for sure he is not coming back to coach. Hoping to get back next season, but if he does decide to retire, hate to see it this way, will he go down as the best NBA head coach of all time? We'll throw his resume up there while we figure it out. I love all this old footage. Look at Pirtle. I was so excited. 5-time champ, 3-time coach of the year, most regular season wins in NBA history with 1,412, head coach of the 2020 gold medal USA Olympic team, the oldest head coach in NBA history. I'm sure he loves that we threw that one up there for no reason. Look, it's weird just because the town has been sort of on Pop watch, and there's reports like they saw him driving and always checking in, and by all accounts, physical therapy is going well. I think the rest of the world finally got to see a little warmer side of Pop for the longest time. You just saw the man who hated doing interviews in game, which, by the way, they're weird. But now you're starting to see who he is, and any player who's ever played for him, for the most part, loves him because there's a side of him that the world doesn't really ever get to see. Do you guys, anybody up here have an interaction with Pop that you've absolutely loved?
I've just always been from a distance respect. He's always a coach I've always respected. I've always loved what he created, this culture from day one. They're always, they're soldiers over there, and they're professional. They've always been about no distractions, working and winning, and that's what he's done. There's been a lot of great coaches, right? Phil Jackson, Phil Riley, Jerry Sloan. He's the best of all time, in my opinion. He's the GOAT. He's always a guy that I've respected, look up to, and his resume that we just showed, it's undeniable. The guy wins.
Best of all time.
One of the big disappointments in my career is never having an interaction with Pop.
Oh, man.
17-year career, never had a conversation with him. Obviously, you speak or whatever, but never got an opportunity to have the experiences that so many different players have had and spoke so highly of him. So wishing them all the best and well, but like Boogie, I've been a fan from a distance and just enjoyed the way that he's been a leader in how he's carried organizations and team after team. Like every time you went to San Antonio, no matter the level of talent that they had on that team, you took them serious, and that was because of Pop.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? When I saw the win for the Spurs, I'd see Tim Duncan, I'd see Tony Parker, I'd be like, damn, that's Greg Popovich. Like usually you don't freak out when you see the coach. You usually don't freak out when you see the coach, and I did when I first saw him.
Yeah, we all wishing him the best. You know, a full, quick recovery. Always have admired him from afar. You know, absolutely one of the greatest all time. I think his resume speaks for itself. So, you know, I've never heard a bad story about Pop. He's loved by all his players. One of my good friends in Debo, DeMar DeRozan, has spoke nothing but highly of Pop. I respect his opinion of, you know, people's character and how he feels about them. So, you know, I've never heard a bad story, and that
says a
you know,
lot.
that speaks volume. So.
That actually says a lot. By the way, 2016 All-Star Game, you got the clipboard and you had to draw up a play. He said that was the best play that was drawn up for the West. What did you do in there?
I drew up the best play, you know.
Boogie Cousins ISO?
There was some stars around us, but, you know, I was a starter that night myself.
Get out the way.
Clear out. Hot route.
That was it? That was the play?
Give me the ball and I'll do the rest.
Pulled up from half.
Greatest play ever drawn up. I remember this.
Yeah, I made it, man. You gotta find that clip. Yeah, find that. Clip that.
Pull it, Conrad.
Yeah, we need to find that. But it's not like it's that long ago, by the way. We can find old stuff. 2019, there were reports that there was a mutual interest in you going to San Antonio. I remember this. Charles Barkley went as far as saying that he wished you guys would have teamed up, that could have happened. Was that close?
Yeah, that's a shock to me as well. Not really aware of this. I mean, I wish it would have happened. I would have loved the opportunity to play for a coach like Pop. I mean, even coming into the league, if I would have had that opportunity, I think my career would have been, you know, a lot different. So, you know, it would have been an honor to play for a coach like Pop. I'm sure I would have learned a lot. I'm sure he would have taken my talents to a whole nother level, and I think we would have had a good working relationship. So, you know, that opportunity is missed, but it's always cool to know that it was some type of interest from a great coach like Pop.
I mean,
and obviously his health comes first, but man, I want him to coach this new young team.
I want
he's got something to look forward to. So get healthy, Pop, because that would be a hell of a team for you to come back to.
Yep, we are waiting. We're gonna take a quick break. Story time on the other side.
Run it back, run it up.
It is NBA story time. I mean, we did talk a little about the 50-point games because of Mr. Steph Curry, but I would like to go back with the details now, Boogie. You had the 56-point, 12-rebound, 4-assist night against the Hornets. That was in 2016 and was a double OT thriller. This music's amazing. What can you tell us about
Took you double OT to get 56?
Wow.
Man, I was never the guy that just wanted to score. I just did what I had to do to help my team win.
That is...
Kaminsky, hold that.
I hated this Boogie Cousins, dog.
He was a real pain.
He was a force to be.
And he let you know about it.
I hated this Boogie.
Fun video.
That is a
no! Hold on, Spencer Hawes.
With no headband Boogie? What's going on with no headband Boogie?
First off, I just want to say that's a handsome guy.
That looked,
That's the memory.
that looked fun.
Man, I look great. But not to toot my own horn, but man, it was, you know, it was one of those nights. You're in the zone. You try to do whatever you can. I am mad about how this game played out, though, because they ended up fouling me out at the end of the game. So I technically would have had about 58 to 59 points.
They fouled you out.
They fouled me out on the offensive rebound, said, you know, it was an offensive foul. I actually got the put back. I should have went to the line for free throws, so I had a chance at 59.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been a, you know, to say you got 60, that's not a common thing. So
That's kind of crazy.
I feel like they kind of messed that opportunity up for me, but, you know, just one of those nights.
I like these videos because, well, Lou's next because he had the 50-point night. This is in 2018. This was 8 3-pointers on the evening. Look at Lou. What do you remember about this, buddy?
Santa Claus, gather around. I got gifts for each and all of y'all.
I thought it was Christmas Day.
I got gifts for everybody. Everybody get it. You see how many different matchups I had that game? It didn't matter. So what you seeing right there while everybody chilling? I just shot the ball because I knew I had 47 at that point. So I just chucked it up, and I happened to make it and went that 50. But I did apologize to the Warriors because it was kind of like low class. But I said, you know, if you were to do it against
Lou.
No, but check this out. I said,
50.
but I know if you were to do it against any team, it's Golden State because they were breaking records on everybody, every game at this particular time in their run. And so I said, yo, I know it was like a cheap shot to shoot that one, but I needed to have that 50 off the bench.
You did the right thing.
So you saw the score, you saw the stats on the scoreboard. Like
No
Boogie
regrets.
doesn't see?
No regret. Oh, I definitely knew I had 47.
What's your issue?
Switch seats, Beadle.
Definitely.
Just doesn't like it. Do people reach out after big games, like randos that you haven't talked to in a while? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anybody good that I need to know about? Or?
I mean, I got some cool friends, but the randos is more of a thing than the cool friends.
I like the rando. By the way, Lou, you don't get enough credit. You have a baby face. Like, you're such a baby face.
Great
in that
skin.
whole thing.
Talk about handsome.
I mean, what's happening?
Zoom in.
Chandler, don't worry. We do have some fun for you.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Beads.
You had 10 threes and a half, and of course you came
cooking.
against the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
What do you remember?
I remember, so I was like 0 for 4.
His knees felt good.
Yeah, this is pre-surgery.
Great elevation.
I was 0 for, come here,
Oh,
Tayshaun.
yeah, come here.
I was 0 for 4 in the first half. And I
Ooh.
remember Kevin McHale was my coach, and he was basically like, CP, stop shooting, do all the little things the second half, and the game will come to you. And I literally set the NBA record, hit 10 threes in a
haircut.
half.
That haircut makes me think you
And
got
what's
Very
funny-
Timberlake of you.
So Nick Kalathis, the little white dude there on the court, and Courtney Lee, they were my two best friends from Orlando. They were my high school teammates.
Shout out to Nick, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Boogie knows.
Yeah.
It was hilarious because I did it against him, and this is just. I fully blacked out. I couldn't.
Really?
miss. Yeah, 10 for 10 in the second half. I think only 3 other people. I think Clay, Steph, and Kobe
That's a pretty good list.
are the only ones that do it.
You think? I'm pretty sure you know.
There's one other one I'm forgetting.
He's
There's
giving
one.
Boogie a hard time about the scoreboard, but it's
No, there's one other one.
Steph, Jesus,
There's one other one.
What an insult to the other guys on that list.
There's one other one. There's one
Feel
other
bad
one.
for him, man.
Yeah, they're a great company.
That's
On the list with
They're really in a good spot, these guys are. All right, remember we had Rondo on not that long ago, and he told us that he takes 5 showers a day on game day? That was a weird breakdown.
That's crazy.
Any weird, either you had superstitions or a teammate? I'm thinking maybe a
And
teammate.
I had a teammate goes by the name of Tony Douglas. Shout out to Tony, man. He had a whole routine when it came to preparing for the game. He would have his little fuzzy slippers. He would have a whole robe. He would light candles, and he would be in the bathroom mirror. He would just be in the mirror for about 15 minutes. He used to rock a hot top.
Before the game?
This is before the game. He might have a little R&B music playing on the speaker. But yeah, he was.
Sassy.
You know, sometimes you had to wonder, was he preparing for a game or a date? So it was somewhere in between.
That's a lot.
You know what? By the way, Danielle Marshall was the other guy who had 10 threes and a half.
Gotcha.
Just got word there.
Chandler, we're on
Well,
to
we're
the next.
gonna talk about me a little bit more.
We're done talking
Does that
about
make
you,
the list
brother.
weirder or cooler, or what does that do for you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's still whatever. You know what? It was funny. Dirk's wife used to make him. You've seen the videos. He used to walk it like in the locker room. There's tailored food. There's restaurants. There's buffet style, whatever. He would bring his own hot plate of food and microwave it before the game. That his wife.
Didn't they mock him for that?
Yeah.
Miami did?
It was just hilarious. Then they
Yeah.
started making these memes of him holding like an actual glass plate to the tunnel. It was hilarious.
But what would she make that he was like, I'd rather have
I mean,
this?
he was a freak, like health-wise,
Was
and,
it
like
the same
dieting
stuff?
wise.
Like that kind of a thing?
I don't know. We did not eat the
need
same
answers.
stuff.
What?
I don't have anything. I don't think I have anything good. I just know on game days you could time me by the minute.
Really?
Like, I was very structured in my day, like my nap time, what time I ate breakfast, what time we got in the car to go to the game.
The routine.
You can time me down by the minute. And I didn't put my uniform on until literally running out to the court. Like, never touched
How
my uniform.
long was your nap? Like I think I took too long a nap. I took
2 hours, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it took like
2
3 hours. Yeah.
2 hours.
Is the
I was
15 to
2
fall
hours.
Yeah,
asleep
that's my
and then the
problem.
2
I
to be...
think I napped too long.
Probably like a little give and take, but that was like my sweet spot. But that was like years of tinkering with it and finally finding your groove, and that's what I went.
Anything over 2 hours, you kind of wake up cranky and groggy.
Yeah, you're groggy.
That was my problem. I napped for like
5-hour nap.
I napped for like 3.5 hours, just popping Tylenol and head to the arena.
Good Lord. All right, Chandler, always with the moments, but is there a particular player, the first one, that really gave you a problem?
Rudy Gay and Danny Granger. Those were two guys that obviously they were great scorers in their time, but I couldn't figure them out, man. They were strong, they were quick, they were so good at ISO. It was one of those where they saw me, they definitely thought they had a fish on them, so they would come at me every single time, and they were my kryptonite. They busted my ass every single game.
All right, that was quick. You had that one, didn't you, Boogie?
Yeah, for me it was my OG Reggie Evans, Joker Evans, man. my rookie season, I think he may have grabbed 23, 24 rebounds on me. And he ended up later on becoming my vet, and I learned a lot from him.
Son, he a lemon, son.
So I hate to do this again with you. The guy that busted your ass because of rebounds, no one gave you like...
It was my rookie season.
Yeah, but no one gave you like 50 points?
Nah, not really.
Not really?
Not really. I wouldn't say
you were going to
50.
say Reggie Evans, he had like 40 on you.
He had 20, 23 rebounds is hard to do.
A lot of rebounds,
And I pride myself on rebounding, so
And it
when
wasn't even about the rebounds. It was like a lot of them probably were offensive
That's
rebounds.
the problem. It was about 11 offensive
played with
rebounds.
Reggie,
Like,
yeah.
so, I had a rough night. My coaches was giving me a lot of...
Brutal film session the next day.
Oh, man, it was brutal. But he ended up becoming my vet later on, and, we would have those same type of battles in practice, and I actually, my rebounding throughout the years actually increased because of some of the things that I learned from Reggie.
I didn't get a lot of marquee matchups. I don't know if y'all noticed about that in my career. So a lot of guys didn't get an opportunity to bust my ass. But I will say the one time in my career that I went to a coach and was trying to get out of an assignment was J.J. Redick. Doc Rivers gave me the assignment to guard J.J. Redick, and I told him, I don't think I'm the man for the job.
Shut up.
Because he just never stopped moving. He just run off of screens. He didn't get the ball. He would go down, reset, run off another set of screens. He just never stopped moving. I'm like, Doc, I don't think this is a job for me. Bro.
I'm shocked by that, Lou. You
Just
got mad at Ant for not wanting to be the face. You can't turn down that.
Again, I never had an opportunity to be that face.
Also, you were put in the game to cook and get buckets.
Yeah, I was not in the game
that's
to
fair.
run around and chase J.J. Redick. That was the one
never-
time I copped deuces.
I would have never guessed that if I had to guess 1,000 players. We're going to take a quick break, wrap things up on the other side. This is Run It Back.
Run it up, run it back.
All right, guys, we got 2 minutes. We're going to talk about two teammates that we've had that disliked each other if there was ever any dust-ups, and we just found out that we have the same teammate that got in 2 separate fights.
Absolutely.
I had Omri Caspi, who, by the way, the nicest guy probably in the world, fought Garrett Temple, the second nicest guy.
How do you fight Garrett Temple?
The guy's been on like every team. He's the nicest guy. I don't even know what happened. It was like a team meeting.
Right.
It was like a team meeting. I think we lost a couple of games in a row, and something happened to where like we were all sitting in our locker, and they stood up and they literally started like punching each other. It was like a real fight, not like a breakup, not pushing. They punched each other in the face for like 10 seconds. It was awesome. And by the way, this was in Memphis with like Tony Allen, Zebo.
Where were y'all?
We just let him hash it out.
from the boot, man.
We let him fight. Like it was like
grind right there.
I'm like, I'm not. Tony Allen's letting him fight. I'm not going to get in the way.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And they literally. And by the way,
if you're waiting for Tony Allen to be your referee,
yeah, like I'm Zebo's there. You think I'm gonna break his shit? Zach Randolph is there. They were letting him go, but it was crazy. And then like they fought, they got it over, and they just like shook hands afterwards, and it was over. It was awesome.
Grown man
That's honorable.
Yeah,
That's honorable.
it was great.
Yeah, just a fade, just a little squabble.
He got one in Sacramento?
Yeah, it was a little more to this one, but
Oh, really?
yeah, we gonna keep it real brief. It was him and Darnell.
I had one dust.
So
Oh yeah, I had one dust up with a teammate, and
had a few dust ups.
yeah, well we didn't
Punches thrown?
It didn't get physical.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't get physical. He was just standing over me, very like he wanted some action, and I just looked up at him real calm, and I just said, I don't fight.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
No, I ain't that either. And whatever he got out of that in my tone, he stopped barking at me, and that was the end of the.
That's unbelievable.
Oh man.
I don't fight, bro.
Shout out to Dante Green, man.
Shout out to
Dante Green,
shout out to
Syracuse.
Omar Caspi. Shout out to Garrett Temple. We'll see y'all next week on Running Back.
Yep. Have
Enjoy
a good
your
weekend. Man, you guys threw punches?
Run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up.